I'm 60-Second Spidey, and I'm recapping mainline Spider-Man comics in timeline order. In this 21st part, we see the first appearance of the iconic Black Cat, further lore is introduced around Uncle Ben's death, and much more. Let's get reading. Thinking his son passed away last issue, Jonah goes to Spencer Smythe to get revenge on Spider-Man, not realizing Smythe was behind everything. Mad that Jonah is blaming him once again, Spidey goes to yell at him but is ambushed by a new Spider Slayer and brought to Smythe's lab, where he's attached to Jameson with an explosive device. Spider-Man and Jonah were stuck together with an explosive device by Spencer Smythe, who reveals he is now perishing from radiation poisoning obtained by making so many Spider Slayers. They go to Curt Connors for help, but are attacked by yet another villain Jameson created, the Fly, who defeats the handicapped Spidey easily. Jonah drags them both to the now deceased Smythe's lab, where they take off the explosive in the nick of time. Peter gets fired from the Daily Bugle as the villainous Fly begins robbing a museum. Spider-Man intervenes, almost getting the stolen goods back before being knocked out by the foe. Back at his apartment, Peter is punched by Ned Leeds for hanging around his maybe-still wife Betty, so Peter goes out looking to take his rage out on the Fly, but finds out the police captured him without needing his help. Peter Parker is beginning grad school at ESU, where he discovers Curt Connors knocked out in his lab, seemingly afraid of an iguana in a cage. Later, Dr. Connors starts running around with glowing yellow eyes, so Peter follows him and is attacked by a giant reptile. No, not the lizard, it's the iguana. Spider-Man is trying to save Curt Connors from the iguana, who summons all sorts of reptiles to join the fight, but flees when Spidey blinds him with lights. Spider-Man learns Dr. Connors accidentally created the iguana before the monster attacks Curt's family. Iguana has the upper hand before Curt shows up in his lizard form, ready to save the day? Lizard has joined Spider-Man's attempts to stop the iguana from hurting the Connors family. The two giant reptiles end up knocked into the sewers. Peter goes to Curt's lab and whips up a science device, then tracks down the reptiles in the sewers and blasts them, taking the lizard energy out of Curt Connors for good and giving it to the iguana, which turns him back to a normal animal. While leaving his new job at the Daily Globe, Peter encounters the new villain Black Cat, who flirts with Spider-Man to escape. Black Cat and her partners Boris and Bruno are trying to break famous criminal Walter Hardy out of prison, but Spider-Man is unable to stop them after he is caught up in an explosion. Black Cat completes her prison break and escapes with famous criminal Walter Hardy, leaving Spidey injured. Peter tells Betty and Ned he never wants to see them again, ending their bizarre love triangle. Black Cat reveals she is Walter Hardy's daughter, and wanted her father to be able to pass away peacefully at home, but she falls into the ocean while fleeing Spider-Man. Later, Peter receives a note from the nursing home. Aunt May has apparently passed away. Peter rushes to the nursing home, where their employee Dr. Reinhardt confirms the news. Aunt May has passed away. In grief, Peter goes to their old home and finds the place ransacked, which makes him realize the doctor was mighty fishy. He rushes back towards the nursing home, but is captured by some goons who bring him to their boss, Kingpin. Kingpin has ambushed Spidey and reveals that his wife Vanessa wants him to quit the criminal life, giving him 24 hours before she leaves with or without him. With only a little time left, Kingpin uses all his strength to fight Spider-Man, completely defeating him. But Vanessa arrives before he can deliver the final blow, so Kingpin leaves the criminal life behind to make her happy. I'm sure that will last. Spidey arrives at the nursing home Aunt May supposedly passed away at to confront the suspicious doctor, but is confronted with a series of illusions that mess with his senses. Turns out the original Mysterio faked his passing and became the nursing home doctor. But before Spidey can uncover his true motive, he's knocked out and chained to the bottom of a filling swimming pool. Spidey is drowning in a swimming pool but makes himself a web mask to survive and drains the pool to escape, but the water was actually another Mysterio illusion. Why does he make things so complicated for no reason? Wondering how Mysterio is connected to Aunt May's house being ransacked, Spidey heads there and again fights Mysterio, who hits him with a dart, leaving him unconscious. Peter wonders what Mysterio wanted from Aunt May's old house, and learns that he was working with the burglar who shot Uncle Ben. The burglar confronts Peter at his apartment and ties him up, revealing the previous owner of Aunt May's house left a treasure, and that's why he shot Uncle Ben years ago. After hearing this confession, Peter escapes and learns Aunt May is still alive, then reveals his identity to the burglar, who's so scared of him he passes away from a heart attack. Spider-Man is resisting being controlled by a voice in his head, which turns out to be the villain Mindworm, who knocks him into a pit with his psychologist where they fight giant rats. With the Doc's assistance, Spidey helps Mindworm's mental problems by punching him, while his powers run wild, but the heroes are able to talk Mindworm down, who decides he needs to accept his past and grow from it. Thanks for watching part 21 of my Spider-Man timeline recap. Like, follow, and subscribe as I post daily shorts and long-form compilations.